After many months of teasing, it's official. The World Mobile team has now released all of their data with the expansion into Pakistan. And we now know how many air nodes have been deployed in that area, as well as how many users have been interacting with the network, consuming tons of data. And as a part of today's video, we're breaking all of those numbers down. What is going on, World Mobile Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and as a part of today's video, we've just got some brand new information and some new data being released about the World Mobile Network rollout in the country of Pakistan. Now, if you guys are not aware, World Mobile is aiming to connect the unconnected and serve the underserved, and they initially rolled out in the country of Zanzibar. To date, they have over 400 air nodes deployed in that particular region, and we're now starting to see additional air nodes as well as the World Mobile cookie cutter model taking place in other countries. Now, up next is going to be Pakistan, and the team also has their eyes set within the United States. If you guys are new to the channel, please check out my playlist, which breaks down recent interviews as well as interactions with the World Mobile team. Now, as a part of today's video, I want to focus specifically on the brand new data that was just released within the country of Pakistan. Now, before I jump into that, I want to quickly highlight some of the WMT scan stats from last week, in which I had a really awesome and informative live stream on YouTube as well as on X with Clover Nodes and Rob from the World Mobile community. Now, I'll leave the link to that particular live stream down below, but as you guys can see there, during the live stream, which just took place, there was a total of 474 air nodes, again, solely in Zanzibar, with 1.74 terabytes of data being consumed by 13,000 users in the last 24 hours at that time. So we now have a baseline. What I want to do is jump over into WMT scan here, and we now have the official support of the country of Pakistan. So the top row of information here is going to stay the same. That's all price information. But if I scroll down now, I can see number one at a glimpse, 336 air nodes deployed within Pakistan. We still have the same 474 within Zanzibar. Now, what's really cool is that the team has actually updated the views when you actually click on these different areas, and they've now made it easier to dive into specific areas where the air nodes are actually deployed. So looking here, we now have a total of 810 air nodes. Again, that's going to be 474 coming in from Zanzibar with 336 coming in from Pakistan. If we take a look at the network consumption there, that is now going to be at 4.48 terabytes in the last 24 hours alone. Now, I know that the data has changed when it comes to comparing that against what I just showed you guys there with the live stream that took place 3 or 4 days ago. But if we do a little bit of math here and we take a look at the total number of data consumed, and then we subtract the amount which was consumed by the Zanzibar region, that gives us a difference or an amount of 2.75 terabytes of data roughly being consumed within the area of Pakistan. So really sturdy numbers here, actually surpassing the amount of usage within Zanzibar, presumably with less air nodes than are deployed in Zanzibar. So really showing some competition and some network usage within the country of Pakistan. Now, moving into the unique number of users in the last 24 hours, that has now bumped up from 13,100 about 4 days ago, all the way now to 39,000. So again, if we do a little bit of math there, that's going to be around or roughly 26,000 users coming in directly from Pakistan. Again, I understand that those numbers may change with respect to Zanzibar, but if we're using last week's number, that is a rough estimate. So really, again, strong numbers for a brand new country being added to WMT scan. And if I'm not mistaken, what the two contributors that were with me on the live stream had mentioned was that there's really been no boots on the ground doing promoting and marketing and installation for these air nodes within Pakistan. So these are all homegrown or community grown nodes that have now been deployed in Pakistan that are now giving us the 2.75 terabytes of data with the 26,000 300,000 or so unique users. If I actually dive into the region a little bit more there, as I actually click on the 336, I can now see that the team has focused their deployments within 3 separate areas. We've got 67 air nodes deployed in the northern region of Pakistan. And then towards like the southwest, we've got 181 in a cluster here, with another cluster nearby or an adjacent cluster with 88 air nodes deployed. If we jump into the biggest region here, again, we can see some more data. And if I click on this particular region here again, I can actually see the specifics of where all of these air nodes are deployed. So this is the update that I was talking about. This team did not have this type of specificity or granularity that was previously available in the older version of WMT Scan, but this makes it so much easier to be able to now drill down into these different areas that now host these air nodes. Again, if I jump deeper, you can then see exactly where all of these air nodes are actually located. Now, keep in mind that this is just one portion of the hybrid network. The team also does have what they call their high altitude balloons, as well as their aerostats. And we just saw the very first one going out in the region of Mozambique. So one day we could hopefully aim to see air nodes, or just the regular ground air nodes, also being supplemented with what they call super air nodes, or their aerostats within the country of Pakistan as well. So that is the major update that I wanted to share with you guys. Again, let me know what you guys think down below. It's really fascinating for me to see that we've already seen 336 of these air nodes going out in such a short amount of time. Now, this I think is expected, right? Because we've already seen the infrastructure and just the rollout within Zanzibar. And we would hope that because the team has learned so much along the way, that additional rollouts occur much faster than the previous location. So once we start to get air nodes in OPAN, or Operation Air Node, kicking off in the United States, I would assume that we might even get to 500 much faster than we got to 300 within Pakistan alone. Now, that is the major update. There's a few other things I want to just quickly jump into before we wrap up today's video. So if I scroll down here, not only do we have the network consumption and the unique users, we also have the buyback program, which right now holds a total balance of 265,000 of the WMT tokens that have been bought off of the open market that will then be used to redistribute amongst ENOs, or Earth node operators in the community. If I scroll down, we have the top 10 air nodes by revenue within Zanzibar alone. Now, we're waiting to get similar numbers with respect to the top air nodes within the country of Pakistan. So once we have that data, it'll be really interesting to be able to compare those values as they fluctuate from a month-to-month basis between the two locations right now. Again, Zanzibar and Pakistan, where the team has begun rolling out their air node infrastructure. Scrolling down, we've got some information surrounding the circulating supply. And then if I scroll down even more, we've got some information surrounding their vaults for staking. And then last but not least, we've got the latest transaction. So this is something that I believe is new. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know down in the comments if you've seen the latest transaction section before, but this was one that has recently come on my radar. So here we have the block, the transaction, the address, and then the amount of WMT that was potentially or presumably purchased or picked up when it comes to the actual network. So really interesting information again to see the interactivity or the activity taking place on the network. Last but not least, we've got some information surrounding the top WMT holders, which you can see the amount that they hold, their address, the share in terms of percentage. And then if you want to actually view the wallet on Cardano Scan, you can click on this link, which will take you to the actual address, where then you can then dive deeper into all of their transactions, their history, their holdings, etc. So a lot of really helpful information to get familiar with the WMT token, which is going to be the native governance token for the World Mobile Platform. Now, the next thing I want to jump into as we close out today's video, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Hydrex here. He states that World Mobile is now the 7th top blockchain based on daily active users. As I just mentioned there, we are now inching into 40,000 active users interacting with the network in the last 24 hours alone. If I get myself out of the way there, we have the Cosmos Hub with 22,000 DAUs, or daily active users, followed by Avalanche with 29,000 daily active users. And then we would have World Mobile falling right in between the Avalanche daily active users and Solana daily active users, which Solana has 86,000. So as we continue to grow the network, we're also continuing to see more daily active users, which again is really positive information for the World Mobile Network. Now, after Solana, we have Cello, followed by Ethereum, Bitcoin, BNB, and then Tron at the very top. That will take me through today's video, again, highlighting the latest updates when it comes to Pakistan, their rollout of airnode infrastructure, and the addition of their information onto the WMT Scan platform. If you guys want to check out these stats on your own, feel free to head over to WMTscan.com. I'll leave the link to that down below as a part of today's video description. As always, if you guys found this particular video to be timely or informational, or if you learned anything along the way, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding World Mobile and the top builders in the Cardano ecosystem, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding World Mobile or just what's going on in Cardano, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.